As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American,
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Real News Live. Hopefully you guys are having a great day out there on a beautiful Friday, at least for most of the country, unless you're living in Hawaii or dealing with flood damage. Hi, BK. Hi, Richard. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Nana. Hi, Karen. Hi, Linda. Hi, Matt. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Dana. Dina. Sorry. Hi, Linda. Hi, Karen. Yeah, I think I already said those. Yep. Hi, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? Glad you guys are here. Hit that share button, please, to get us out there as far as possible. Definitely need it. Oh, I'm going to talk about a little bit what happened in Maui. You know, we know a lot of stories have came up and a lot of things have been said. I'm going to play a video while, of course, I'm talking about this because a lot of people need to hear the facts. There's a lot of stipulation, of course, people saying this happened or that happened. Of course, a lot of other things. But this is Maui, and the fires that happened here unfolded and devastating. Massive amounts of land got burnt. And let's be honest, and we can blame it on lots of different things. We can say a lot of different things could have happened. But we know for sure, we know for a fact that police officers were told not to let citizens out. Not to let citizens out because of a down power line it comes to be, turned out. That's the reason they were ordered that. They were ordered to wait till the power line was cleared to let these citizens out. Instead, they let them burn in a fire. It's ridiculous. Still 100 people missing after today's update, of course, of all the lives and names being checked off the list. Hopefully that number will go down. We know people dove into the water and still died. Over 180 people washed up on shore and other islands. It is a true tragedy looking at what's unfolded. It's truly heartbreaking and heart-wrenching to watch this and to know something could have been done about this. The power company could have had these lines fixed and it would have never been an issue. The power companies could have done a lot of different things. Most of the children that were missing have already been found. There are several hundred people or children dead. I'm not going to get into the exact numbers, but it is crazy. Yeah, 2 cars melted in a small field with no buildings around it. Here's the thing. Aluminum melts around 1200 degrees. A grass fire with winds blowing at 30 miles an hour can easily reach 2000 degrees. Aluminum's going to melt. We didn't see steel melt. Yeah. There's still stuff saying that there's children missing and everything else, but we know hundreds of children were burned in the fires. And if they weren't burned, then maybe they have been taken. Can't be identified at this point, so we don't know. We know molten metal next to trees. We know a number of media are just staying away from the stories. We know stories like this one that came up that are just tragic. Talking about real estate companies coming in and trying to buy the property. It is truly sad. More people have more stories about what's happened. Yeah, over thousands of dead. Our leaders nowhere to be found, nowhere to be talking about it. Mainstream media doesn't exist on this subject. It's like a hollow ground. And you know, I'm stopping the video for a second because within all these interactions, yes, there is a pilot program there for 15-minute cities. And it's not a question. The 15-minute cities, Maui, of course, just back in January, signed on for the 15-minute cities. That their government in Hawaii wants 15-minute cities in that location. And if they try to deny it, which of course media, mainstream media, and a lot of other places are saying that's not true. But let's go back to the actual facts. We know for sure power lines were arcing, and there were several fires started around the island, not just in this area where the massive fire happened and lives were lost because of just idiocracy at this point. We have lots of conspiracies or theories that could have happened. We know for sure the power company went and cleaned up their mess, picked up down power poles and down power lines before the investigators could even get there. So fires started from power lines, which probably did, at least some of them. Then we got to look further into this. Then we got to look at why trying to cover it up immediately. Not only that, how are police so stupid to know there's only 2 exits out of that whole entire complex? And everybody trying to go to one of them are being blocked. You know, the people that pushed through, they got out. The people that said whatever and just went over the power lines and ignored the cops, they got out, they lived. The people that turned around and went home because that's what they were told to do by the police, the people that were stuck in traffic in their cars, they burned alive. Tragically. It is so sad to watch what has happened. Direct energy weapons are used, microwave weapons are different, but the laser weapons that we're talking about, like supposedly the Chinese satellite has, I have one of those commercial lasers. Not of that magnitude, but one that will heat up materials. Blue is not immune to the laser, especially a green laser, which was attached to the Chinese satellite. I know that's another theory going on. When you have a green laser light, blue is not immune to it. It's a true tragedy. And authorities should be taking this to heart. They should be jailed, imprisoned. The guy that in charge of the water board that decided to wait 6 hours to start filling the reservoir? 6 hours. Well, after many people lost their lives. To start filling the reservoir because he didn't think that the water equity rights of people should go to using it to fight fires. Water is life, according to him. It's more important than the lives. It's a freaking joke. Everything that unfolded in Hawaii is wrong. Whether it was direct energy weapons or it was power lines, or maybe the fires were set on purpose. We don't know. Maybe somebody went and set fires because they wanted this property. Because 3 days prior to this fire starting, which nobody's talking about yet, the 15-minute city board, of course, the people that wanted to make a new city in Hawaii, showed up. Yeah, vehicle doors aren't open because it was so hot outside that people didn't even want to touch their doors. That's how quick this fire moved in. And this was not just a place where tourists would go, which tourists did show up there. I'm not going to say they didn't. This was a true Hawaiian culture area that represented the people of that island that have been there for decades, centuries. Their bloodlines run through there. And the tragedy that unfolded there is ridiculous. And the tragedy of $700 per citizen, that's what you get. No help rebuilding because we don't have the money. No help with anything else. You don't get shelters, homes. Oh, wait, supplies just going missing? I'm sure you guys haven't heard of this yet. Several. Yeah. Several locations that were giving away supplies. The FEMA came in and confiscated the supplies, and those supplies have yet to be given back out. They don't know what they did with them, but we know FEMA in the past has been involved with disaster relief programs, and of course, after the disaster was over with, shipping containers filled with supplies were found in multiple disaster locations around the world. But in the U.S., it's common practice for FEMA to misplace shipping containers full of supplies that were donated. Because the people don't need them? No. Because FEMA's too busy paying their $1,000 to $2,000 a night hotel bills to stay in 5-star resorts in Maui. That's right. $5,000 or $1,000 a night, so $5,000 in 5 days just for their hotel bills. Making sure they have a plush vacation while begging for money from the government because they're so broke. Days Inn there, though, has plenty of rooms available. I've called and talked to them. There's a Days Inn closer to the fire locations that has plenty of rooms available for $200 a night. They're still beachfront. They're not going to lose their view. They won't have their 5-star luxuries that they want. Of course, it might save the government some money. That would, oh, whoa, that's a bad thing. They don't pay the money. That's our taxes that pay it. Watching this is ridiculous. The events that unfolded in Hawaii are beyond ridiculous. The aftermath, of course, that Maui's wildfires and thousands braced for a long process of just restoring safe water services now. It's ridiculous. You can't shower, drink water, tap water. Could have been doing any of those things now with after this wildfire devastating the island. And a lot of people are trying to figure out ways to at least get water. They can't even do that. FEMA's not providing it. The shit show goes deeper than anybody thought. Because so far, there's been no help with the concerning levels of contaminants in the drinking water. Of course, with access to most of Loana slowed by the hazardous conditions and the search for human remains, which I was told they already moved the search from land to sea, that they were done searching land, but yet they're still not opening that up for journalists to go in and actually report on these issues. The reports we are getting out and the videos we are getting out of our citizens reporting on what they see when they go to see their own property, when they sneak in. And hope is hard to let go after this fire. But as odds wane and the reuniting with the still missing loved ones, it's tragic. Truly tragic. A lot of them hoping they can find somebody alive, a loved one, a child, somebody they're missing in their life. But they're bracing because the searching and searching that has been going on has shown that scores of lives and destroyed hundreds of homes. I mean, this 15-minute walk across a historical front street is gone. 15-minute walk. Wait. Doesn't a 15-minute city require you to be to walk everywhere within 15 minutes? Now, this location of fire, a lot of people question, saying, well, what if this happened? What if that happened? What if such and such happened? Whatever. This all points back to this location, the amount of property damaged and destroyed, leading back to directly what these native Hawaiians were fighting against back in January, against these conglomerates trying to move in and buy up the properties to build a 15-minute city. I mean, Lahaina, of course, the seaside community of 12,000 people total. So people that are saying there's 4,000 children missing, they're off their rockers, okay? There's only 12,000 people total that live in this area. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on, a lot of people talking about conspiracies. I mean, there's still 414 people that have been found that are yet to have been identified, remains. And it's tragic. The situation is tragic. Right now, they're down to around 100-something people total missing, besides the bodies that they found. And it's devastating. And the government should have to pay for this. There can't be 2,400 children missing. There's not 2,400 children in that whole community. Like I said, the numbers some media are putting out are very misleading. And people with conspiracy theories are running off and telling these numbers like they're fact. They're not. Conspiracy theories are abound. And we know conspiracy theories like COVID coming back soon. We will be talking about this in a minute. But COVID is coming back. And it's coming back with a vengeance. And whether you believe it's a real virus or not, it is. I hate to say it. But there's a new strain popping up around the U.S. My county, of course, it's hitting here hard. They do not have a vaccine for it yet. And we're expecting hospitals to go full mask mandates here in Florida, in Broward County. So wake up, it is happening. We probably paid for this virus to be made, who knows? But with fewer than 100 people missing now, and at least 115 people that died in the fire, and then 180 that drowned, or were knocked out by the fumes of the fire in the water and then end up drowning, washing up ashore. The list of people total that are missing or dead are 388 now. Incredible. So that's the total amount missing or dead. And we hope that's right. We hope those numbers are true. The virus was made by our government in the first place. We funded it the first time in China. The virus that was in Boston, the one we accidentally made when we were trying to make a vaccine that turned out to be 80% more deadly. Who knows? Maybe that's the strain that escaped. We don't know. They'll never tell us the truth. course, the Biden administration is asking for $4 billion to request for a FEMA disaster relief fund. $4 billion, which of course it's nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. With the recent, of course, weather events and what happened in Maui, $4 billion will not support any kind of recovery relief. It's basically like throwing $700 at a person and say, have fun. Well, I meant to wear my other hat, but I left it outside. But I have a new hat that upside down flag, because that's the point we're at. Biden, of course, asking for more money, but yet we're sending ridiculous amounts of money overseas. Biden is supposed to come to Florida to survey the storm Ida did, damaging on Florida, this tomorrow. And I guarantee he will have some stupid remark about his car was damaged in a hurricane, or his car almost got damaged in a hurricane, or his son was once in a hurricane and almost lost his life. Well, here's something along those lines. Guaranteed. Because that's an idiotic president we have in office. And hopefully he won't be there long. But he is supposed to come down tomorrow morning, and we, of course, will be talking about that tomorrow night, what he has to say when roughly still 180,000 customers without power in Florida, 200 something total between Georgia and South Carolina. It is crazy. Crazy. Ron DeSantis, of course, requested help and response from Biden, but FEMA's administrator, they don't have money. They're flying to Florida to meet with Governor DeSantis tomorrow. That's right. Biden and the director of FEMA will be flying tomorrow to meet with DeSantis. The storm's already well and gone. The impact has already happened. It's crazy. All unfolding at once. But he has yet to talk with governors in Georgia or South Carolina or North Carolina about any of this. Our nation's in turmoil. And not just turmoil because of these natural disasters. And we can't say climate change because this wasn't climate change. Hawaii had an extremely wet winter last year, which is usually followed by a dry summer. Hawaii knows this. This was compounded issues because the money that was supposed to be spent on repairing power lines and everything else, federal money and state money, was of course given to green projects so they could meet their quota to get their bonuses. Nobody talked about that. But as inflation continues to have a big impact on American budgets, many Americans are falling way behind on car loans and credit cards. Of course, this deep impact of debt on wallets across the country. And of course, the version of reporting correctly instead of incorrectly stating the spending rate or the job rate. Biden trying to tote these wonderful numbers and at the same time trying to rip at Trump for it. The numbers aren't even right. None of the numbers have been, at least this year. We figured this out because every time we go back and check these numbers against actual jobs, and guess what? Even now the government is admitting those numbers aren't always right. They mess up. They make mistakes. Oh, well. It's sad. The events unfolding in this country and everything we have to deal with. Be prepared. Because I have a feeling this COVID, they're going to try to lock citizens down, and I have a feeling people aren't going to have it. I have a feeling people are going to stand up against this. When people stand up and start fighting against the government, of course, obviously doesn't care about its citizens. What do you think they're going to do? It's going to get bad quick. Of course, if you guys want to call in, you're more than welcome to. The number here is 954-418-2435. And the latest news, of course, on McConnell is even Republicans and Democrats are both asking him to step aside. I talked about this Wednesday night when Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, of course, Had another freeze up at the press conference on Wednesday, the second time in recent weeks, and I believe he did have a stroke. Still no confirmation on that. He is obviously having deep issues. Obviously. Yeah. Lockdown to steal an election. I think that might be right. Coke messing with the brains of the clown. Yeah. It's sad. But he may be a clown. The problem is he is a senator. Whether we like him or not, we still have to show respect. And I feel bad for anybody that has to go through having a family member have a stroke or mental decline. I feel bad for Biden and his mental decline. Not saying he should be president, not saying he should get away with what he's done, selling access to foreign nations. He should be held accountable for that. But I still feel bad for the man. I feel bad that his wife and his family allow him to be on the chopping block, front and center, without stopping. They don't care. It's sad. Truly sad. But God bless you guys. Be prepared. Be ready for anything. I know that what we're experiencing here in Broward County, if the numbers hold true, literally we're talking probably by Wednesday, mask mandates in order, and Friday possibly some restrictions going out. So if that happens here, it's going to be happening everywhere quick. Elderly abuse, yes. Same with Fetterman. And Fetterman should have never even been allowed to run for office. As soon as he had that stroke the first time, he should have been out of office. But with his new strain of COVID going around, I expect crazy things to happen quick. Be prepared. Be safe. And God bless all of you. And make sure we abolish the organizations we do not need in the country anymore. Our Justice Department and our FBI have been weaponized politically. We can no longer stand for that. But God bless you guys. God bless America. Of course, be safe, be strong, and stand tall. Good night.